Hello once again to JACCD TV. We paid a trip to Kumasi to see one of our old students who is doing amazingly well out here. He is in the name of Bern Mensah of Jenesis Klodin. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Yes. We've heard so much information about you. You've been doing amazingly well in Kumasi here, and we decided to pass here today. Unfortunately, this evening, to pay a visit to you and to see what you are doing here, and then we'll send the message out there to the various people watching us. So, once again, you are welcome to JACCD TV.
Thank you very much.
Yes. To begin things, who is Bern Mensah?
Well, I would say Bern Mensah is a fashion entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yes. Neither do I call myself strictly an entrepreneur or a fashion designer, but then I put the two together. I make sure fashion is a business for me, so I'm into serious business here, not just the creating of clothing artifacts. You get me?
Okay.
Yeah, so I make sure whatever I produce here makes business sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because from my knowledge, an entrepreneur is someone who is able to combine the various factors of production.
Exactly.
And make it into a business. So if you say a fashion entrepreneur, it means your focus is on fashion, but
exactly.
You use the same fundamentals of entrepreneur in working with your fashion. Oh?
Yeah, there's one thing I realized about other designers. They are so fascinated about the name that is given to them without looking at the business aspects of their creative arts. You understand? To me, I look at the business aspects before I even look at the name people give to me or call me. People are just satisfied when they are called, oh, that is fashion designer so and so. That is fashion designer so and so. But then that doesn't satisfy me. I need to make money. At the end of the day, I need to make money to survive. I need to make money so others can also be dependent on me. So it's not just, I'm not only interested in the name, but then I have to make a business out of it.
Okay. Yeah. But let me ask, is there any difference between what you do and then what others do out there? The fashion designers we have out there and then you. Do you have any striking difference between you and them?
Yeah, there's one thing I've realized that today, if you're a fashion designer in the country, you are more or less comparable to the music artist and stuff like that. And then they look at their well-being more than how to make a business survive after them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking at a generational thing. It's not only about me, but it involves other people as well. So I involve managers, I involve technical people, I involve media people. So it's a whole network. So the business, as I say from the start, is not only about me. I could be the star of the whole institution, but at the end of the day, it would have to survive in my absence. So that's how come it is a business for me and not just an art form.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me just go straight to the point. Yeah. With fashion, why fashion?
Yeah, well, I loved art from the beginning, from my childhood. So fashion is an expression of my artistic identity. So I express myself through clothing. And to me, if I'm able to express my thoughts and what goes on within me through the clothing that I make, and people enjoy it and are able to say, oh, I can identify with this item from Jenesis, and they are willing to buy it with their hard-earned cash, it gives me pleasure. So much pleasure.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. But then I realized you were at JACCD College of Creative Design.
Exactly.
Year of 2018.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about how you heard the name Joyce Abibio College of Creative Design, and even why, amongst all other fashion schools, you chose to go there, to that school.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. I'd been looking out for a fashion school to hone my skills because from the start, I finished KNUST. I did communication design.
Okay.
But then after school, I realized I could draw a lot. I could put across my ideas on paper a lot. But then how to manufacture it and how to produce them was becoming a challenge. And most of the tailors and seamstresses you go to help you produce them, they'll tell you, oh, boss, where do you to wait, this is not possible to produce. And I was like, if I'm able to imagine it and to put it on paper, it means it can be produced. So I started putting a few items together myself with my raw skills. But I got to a point I realized I needed to polish up my skills so that I could really interpret the kind of designs I put on paper. So that's how come I looked out for a school, and I realized, and the few designers I saw and studied their works, I went into their backgrounds and I noticed most of them, like 90% of them, were coming from Joyce Abibio. But unfortunately for me, from the start, I've been based in Kumasi for quite some time, and even after my degree in KNUST, I was still based in Kumasi. So it was becoming a challenge to leave Kumasi, then to come to Accra to study. So it was once that I heard that they were opening a branch in Kumasi, I said, wow, then that's my dream coming into fruition. So I just went and I was part of the first batch of the Kumasi group. Yeah.
Okay. But how was the experience there?
It was
at Joyce Abibio. Let's say your first class you went for. How was it?
The first class was insightful, and when Madam came around to speak to us, I was excited. I was excited because, first of all, I knew I had come to the right place, and I knew whatever then I had in mind to produce was going to be possible for me to produce, because up to some point I myself was doubting the fact that the sketches that I was doing was going to be possible for me to produce them. But the first day introduction was amazing, and then afterwards it was stressful, man. It was stressful, but we enjoyed it all the same, because I knew at the end of the day I was going to attain the dreams for which I came into that school.
But one may be wondering, if you look at Bern Mensah with all he's doing around, they may be wondering, how many years did he use to acquire all these skills?
Oh, just 6 months to polish up my skills.
You used 6 months to
just 6 months
to acquire the skill you need.
Exactly.
No, okay.
6 months.
Cool. So let me ask, do you remember the programs you studied when you were on campus within the 6 months?
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite? Which one was your favorite amongst the programs that you studied?
I actually made every one of them my favorite because I was already on the field and I knew what I wanted. I made sure whatever was being taught me, I really delved into it, because I knew it was really needed on the market field, on the actual field. So I really didn't play with any of them. It could be fashion illustration, garment construction, pattern drafting, fabric selection, and all those things. I made sure I paid attention to what was being taught, and it has really helped me a lot in this short time of being in the business.
But in your time there, was there any fashion show that you went for? Any fashion show, any seminar, or anything apart from academic work?
Okay, during my studies, I made sure I was fully concentrated on studies, so I didn't take part in any fashion show or seminar, because I thought there was a time for me to learn, and then after there's going to be the time for me to earn. So when it was time for me to learn, I made sure I was fully concentrated on what I was doing. But afterwards, the few fashion shows that I went, it was a bomb. It was amazing. Yeah.
You know, over here in Ghana, there's a misconception about fashion. People think it's normally those who are not academically inclined.
Exactly.
Then their parents or what push them into the profession. But someone like you coming from Ken University with a communication design background, you are a smart person getting into the field. And even your works show who you are. You are doing amazingly well, have a lot of people you've employed and all. So that means you need to be smart.
Exactly.
And then know what you are about before you can even come into the profession. So let me ask, did you have any challenge when you were on campus?
As in tech campus or?
No, JACCD campus. Was there any challenge when you were on campus?
No, you know, there's one thing with me. I knew what I was about before I was. I entered into the place. So whatever came my way was a sort of a learning curve for me. So I didn't really take it as a challenge. I knew I was rather being prepared for the kind of job I wanted to pursue. So every time any challenge came in quotes, it was rather a learning experience for me. Yeah, and there's one thing that I learned, and I always tell my people here, that fashion design has ceased to be a vocational thing long ago. Now is a professional thing. So if you are into fashion design, consider yourself as equal as a doctor, as equal as a banker, as equal as a nurse, so that the kind of respect that you give to your business, it's the kind of respect that people will give to you. So if a doctor knows how much worth he is, that is the kind of respect people give to him. So my apprentices and workers, sometimes they will come in with a whole lot of excuses why they couldn't come to work. And I keep on telling them that, see, a doctor, when he's on duty, even family matters would have to be put in on the back burner for some time. A nurse, when you have duty, your mom can't say, Ajua, take this thing and go and deliver to somebody for me before you go to work. It can never be done. If you're a bank teller, you can't tell me you get to work at 8 o'clock and then your clients would have to sit down and wait for you to finish eating before you come and serve them. No, it's never done. So when you want to go into serious fashion business, it means you'd have to be very professional about how you handle your business and even about how you handle yourself. Because the kind of respect that you give to the business is that kind of respect that others approach you with, and that kind of respect is how they're going to give to you. So it's no more a vocational thing where school dropouts would go and pursue. Now it's a full-time business where you have to go in fully prepared for whatever comes out of it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. There's a question I have for you. I was going to ask you about, you know, we have a lot of people who are unemployed at the moment in the various homes. And some people, they still have the misconception that fashion design belongs to those who are not smart. What message do you have for them? I need you to tell them something. Because when people look at you, they know you have a background with communication studies. You went to KN University. We have people who are down with University of Ghana, UCC, Ashes University, name it, high school graduates. A lot of them are out there. There are opportunity in this particular field. But it looks like there's a principle I know, that when one comes from a town to give you a message from the town, then you believe it. So you coming from such a background and in this field, I need you to give them a message for me. That, hey, instead of you wandering around in the house, you know, try and then get into a fashion school. If you want to do fashion design, try and get into a fashion school and then get into Joyce Ababil College of Creative Design. You can get some profession out of it for yourself.
Yeah, that's very true. But there's one thing I did before I entered into fashion. I was doing a little bit of research on various jobs, and the effect they have on various economies in the world. And there's one thing I realized about the UK government. I realized the amount of money that fashion was giving or was bringing into the UK economy was so huge. And when it even has to do with France, they even have a Ministry of Fashion. I was like, wow, this is so huge. And fortunately for me, I got the opportunity of studying a little bit in Paris, and I realized, Charlie, people are doing things. And that's how come I realized when people say travel and see, it's so true. Because then I traveled and I had the experience of working in a small fashion institution in Paris, and I was like, wow, we are joking here in Ghana. Yeah, because the opportunities are so great and people don't joke with their fashion business at all there. So it gave me a different view and a different perspective about this whole thing. I was like, wow, listen, if I enter into it and I enter into it very well with my all, I'm never going to be disappointed if I do and I put my house in order. So there's one thing I needed to tell people, that no, now fashion is not like, okay, take my 2 years of fabric, get me this piece, a shirt and stuff like that. No, mine is into serious mass production, and even though I do couture, I have 2 departments for them. I have those who do the couture and then those who do the ready to wear. So I have showrooms. I have 2 showrooms, one at ADS near KNUST and one in the main district, in the main business district in Edum, where I sell my ready to wear products. But then, ever since I'd been in fashion, I'd never regretted.
Wow.
Yeah, but when I started, it was challenging. It was so challenging.
I was going to ask you, your life after JACCD.
Wow.
When you were done internship and all.
It was challenging, and I'm still going through. I wouldn't say it stopped. I'm still going through, because now it's so difficult to let people understand and appreciate the kind of job that you do, and then when you ask them to pay a particular price for the item that you produce for them, especially in this part of the country, Kumasi, is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Is there any message you have for anyone planning to go to a fashion school before you run up?
Yeah, it is that simple. The best choice I would recommend for you is to go to JACCD. They have the patience, and then with their experience, Charlie, they are going to take you places. Just as they say, you enter into JACCD, and when you come out, you're going international. That's the message I have for you. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Bern Mensah, thank you so much for...
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Okay, I'm sure you guys have enjoyed our time with Bern Mensah, who is the CEO of Jenesis Klodin. Yes, if it's your first time watching our channel, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And then if you are planning on going to a fashion school or a creative institution, make sure JACCD is your choice. Do call us on 0508684832 and we will get to train you. Enjoy your day.